Welcome to everyone. This is Babu Rao Konchala. Today I would like to discuss about India-China relations. Because from past 7 days, if we observe growing tension between India and China after troops standoff along their disputed border. India and China troops were involved in two separate scuffles earliest this month. A latest standoff took place at Nakula region near Tibet and Pangong Lake in Ladakh sector. Indian Army says several soldiers were injured during the recent cross-border confrontations. Why China creating these tensions along borders? What China wants now? What is the message that China is seeking to send? This is present dispute between India and China. Before going to discuss about these points, we need to discuss about India-China relations historical background. So one by one I will discuss. Let us discuss first one. India and China sharing boundaries. It's around 3,488 kilometers. There was no clear-cut boundaries according to two nations. So first dispute between India and China, border dispute. The second one, OBOR dispute, that means one belt, one road dispute. This project initiated by China. So third one, trade dispute. And we have dispute with China and particularly trade dispute. So we are importing more goods from China. Then we are exporting few goods to China. So then our trade deficit with China. We have trade deficit with China. Next one, water sharing problem also we can observe. But it's not now, in future problem. The main reason for this, then China, who is building number of projects or dams on river Brahmaputra, which is main source to northeastern states of India. So next one, energy membership also problem. Nuclear supply group membership. India seeking a membership in nuclear supply group, but China, who is creating some hurdles to India. So these are the major disputes between India and China. Today I would like to discuss all these disputes. In this class I am going to discuss first dispute, border dispute. So India-China standoff at Pangong So, and present there is a tension between India and China along with the borders. So India-China's military troops standoff at Pangong So, and here one Pangong So Lake and second one is Galwan Valley. So then here a line of actual control drawn between India and China after 1962 Indo-China War. So right present the main problem, and China troops forcibly enter into India land. So an Indian military standoff, and here Indian military who is giving a clear cut Next one, Then history of India-China relations. Then first of all history. Then after 1947, India decided foreign policy. So post-independence Indian strategic community led by Prime Minister Nehru, he had assessed that India should follow some needs. India needed to develop and that we needed to peace and stability in our neighborhood. India was clear that it was to protect its hard-earned sovereignty and hence had to be out of any power blocks of the Cold War era. India needed technology, aid and a trade, and hence we were not in a position to go against Western bloc led by USA. So the total world actually divided into two blocks. One is Western bloc and second one is communist bloc. That Western bloc led by USA, whereas communist bloc led by USSR. So now here China, who are joined in communist bloc. So India, after independence, India didn't decide its foreign policy. Then if India join in Western bloc, it may be some unfavor to the communist bloc. Communist blocs may not support to the India. If India join in communist bloc, then may not support, Western blocs may not support to the India. So India doesn't want to join any bloc. It wants to stand independently. So because India after 1947, India want to self-reliance and India earned sovereignty, and India needs lot of technology because it's developing country, it's an underdeveloped country. So it needs support from all countries, especially European countries and all these Asian countries. So India decided it doesn't want to join any bloc. So Prime Minister, the border between India and China is not clearly demarcated throughout. Along certain stretches of its 3,488 kilometers length, there is no mutually agreed line of actual control. India. So India, following independence, believed it had inherited firm boundaries from the British, but this was contrary to China's view. So China felt the British had left behind a disputed legacy on the boundary between the two newly formed republics. The India-China border is divided into three sectors: wise, western, middle and eastern sectors. The boundary disputes in the western sector pertains to the Johnson Line proposed by the British in the 1860s that extended up to the Kunlun Mountains and put Aksai in then princely state of Jammu and Kashmir. Independent India used the Johnson Line. Independent India used the Johnson Line and claimed Aksai as its own. China initially did not demur when India said so in the early 1950s. However, in the years that followed, it reversed its position and stated that it had never acceded to the Johnson line and therefore did not see why it should cede Aksai to India. In the Middle East sector, the dispute is a minor in one. It is the only one where in the end China have exchanged maps on which they broadly agree. So the disputed boundary in the eastern sector of the India-China border is over the McMahon line. A representative of China, India and Tibet in 1913 to 14 met in Shimla, where an agreement was proposed to settle the boundary between Tibet and India and Tibet and China. Though the Chinese representatives at the meeting initially the agreement, they subsequently refused to agreement. So they subsequently refused to accept it. The Tawang Tract claimed by China was taken over by India in 1951. Till the 1960s, China controlled Aksai in the west while India controlled the boundaries up to the McMahon line in the east. Nearly 6 decades have passed since then, but border issues remains unresolved. It has turned into one of the most protected border disputes in the world since 1981, when the first round of the border talks was held officially. From India and China have met a number of times to find solution to the issue. But anyway, they didn't find any solution. So then actually India met. So Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, he doesn't want to join neither Western Bloc nor Communist blocs. So he said he standard a new he took new stand, that is non-alignment. India took a pragmatic approach by coming out with the foreign policy based on non-alignment. Panchashil. Non-alignment ensured that India was able to protect its interests and benefits from both the blocs. Panchashil ensured peace with our neighbors. But in 1962, China fought with, 1962 war happened between India and China. So then here Jawaharlal Nehru, a pragmatic approach and his foreign policy based on two main things. One is non-alignment, second one is Panchashil. But anyway, actually Nehru thought non-alignment ensured that India was able to protect its interest and it get benefits from the both sides. Both sides in the sense communist blocs and Western blocs. So Panchashil mainly ensured for peace between all countries. Particularly it's between the India and China. This Panchashil accepted by both India and China. But anyway, in 1962, China, who doesn't follow this peace, and started war with India. So then foreign policy of India and some issues lead to 1962 war. The main issue, Tibetan issue. Actually, the Tibetan issue, Chinese claims of India, forward policy and aggression. Actually, Tibetan issue, Tibetan is independent region. Actually, Tibetan people want its independence, but China claims Tibet is part of China. But India, who support Tibet at the time, because we have cultural ties with Tibet, religious ties particularly. So Buddhism origin in India, but it got prominent in Tibetan regions. So these kind of activities which led to war between India and China in 1962. So now here a relationship now what to have away from the Panchashil. Actually Panchashil signed by the both countries, but now China didn't follow this Panchashil. So the issues with regards to border between India and China. So during this war, China claims Arunachal Pradesh, Tawang area. And India establishment understood the need of pragmatic foreign policy towards China. And now here, in 1948, Pakistan occupied Kashmir, where they also occupied Siachen area. So this Siachen area donated to, the Siachen area given to China by Pakistan. So Siachen also part of Jammu and Kashmir and part of India. Aksa Chin is also part of India. But during this war, China occupied Aksa Chin, and here Siachen actually in Pak occupied Kashmir area, that Siachen given to China by Pakistan. So now both these two occupied by China, that means administrated by China, but claims by India, because it's a part of these two areas were part of the India. So now here during this war, China claimed Arunachal Pradesh and Tawang areas. So then next one, main important, India-China relationship between 1947 to 1962. It is actually generally we call is a phase of Panchashil. Jawaharlal Nehru and India wanted Hindi, Chini, Bhai, already we discussed. It was considered friendship of 1 billion people. India, China were to develop its civilization ties. It was based on Rabindranath Tagore view that there can be mutual beneficial interactive relationship between the two great civilizations of China and India. So if India and China maintain a good bilateral relationship and both countries get benefits, both countries have huge, it contains population, huge population, human resource. So that's why here Jawaharlal Nehru strongly believed if we maintain peace between the two countries, we can develop mutually. So I hope you understand. And otherwise here, one more thing, we have cultural ties with the China. We have ancient relations with the China. But anyway, in 1947 to 1962, in Panchashil, then after 1962, war happened between India and China. Completely, the relations were broke out, or relations were broken between India and China. Then again, the relations started in 1980s, the decade of change. In 1980s, Mr. Vajpayee went to China as External Affairs Minister, which led to starting of meetings on various issues. But anyway, there is no solution, but they started meetings, but there was no solution. In 1987, India granted statehood to the Arunachal Pradesh. Now Arunachal Pradesh is a part of India. In 1987, it granted statehood to the Arunachal Pradesh. In 1962, already Arunachal Pradesh claims by China. But now here in 1987, again the tensions between the India and China. Incursions increased on the border and tensions escalated between India and China. But anyway, India granted statehood to the Arunachal Pradesh, and Arunachal Pradesh became part of India, one of the state. So after 1987-1988, PM Rajiv Gandhi, Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi visit China and to solve the problems and disputes between India and China. First time here China recognized that border dispute was a real issue between the India and China relations. So China also thought we have to solve this problem with India. So that's why they set up, both countries, India and China, set up joint working group. And is one kind of hotline was established. Joint working group hotline was established to solve dispute problems between India and China. One of the initiative was taken by Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. So after Rajiv Gandhi in 1993, there was agreement happened between India and China. That agreement called Agreement of Peace and Tranquility on Borders. This is one of the milestone of India-China relations. So in 1993, Agreement of Peace and Tranquility on Borders. At the time here, India Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao signed the agreement. He was signed the agreement with China and following some clauses. You know the clauses here? Then first one, not to alter the status quo at the borders. We have to follow the same borders. Arunachal Pradesh belongs to the India. Tawang belongs to the India. We have to follow the same borders. Not to alter the status quo at the borders. Second one, not to use force at border. Don't use forces at border. Forces should be stand away from the border. Military troops. That means here we need to set up peace along with the border. That is the Prime Minister Narasimha Rao view. If any country moves across the LAC, line of actual control, then peace call back. So that means here, if anyone moves across the LAC, So from there onwards, there is no peace between the countries. I mean, India and China. That peace call back. So this is one of the major achievement. But anyway, China didn't follow this agreement. And this 1993 agreement of peace and tranquility on borders, not followed by China. In 2003, a strategic partnership happened between India and China. During this period, India's Prime Minister Vajpayee visited China and led to starting of confidence building measures. And Vajpayee tried to build confidence between the India and China. So that's why we call it a strategic partnership in 2003. So in 2003, the major achievement of India recognition of, Sikkim got the statehood. And next one, it's recognized by Sikkim, recognition of Sikkim by China. Recognition of Sikkim by China. And that means what is the recognition? Sikkim belongs to India. So that is one of the major achievement during the time of the Vajpayee in 2003. In 2010, Border Defence Cooperation Agreement happened between India and China. PM Manmohan Singh, who visit mainly in the PM Manmohan Singh visit China, and Border Defence Cooperation Agreement signed between India and China. But anyway, there was a huge, because at the time here 2008, Dalai Lama controversy happened. So they tried to solve these problems. Manmohan Singh tried to solve this problem between India and China. So then after Border Defence Cooperation Agreement, Manmohan Singh, who was regularly conduct meetings at the borders, but and eastern sector, mostly western sector, Aksa Chin area. So Aksa Chin, which is actually lied between the Tibetan and Xinjiang areas. Xinjiang. If China want to go from Tibet to the Xinjiang, they should cross. They should go towards the Aksa Chin area. Aksa Chin is very, very Aksa Chin is very, very important for India for geographical point of view, because then we can easily enter into Tibet and we can maintain our troops, Indian troops can go easily there. So if we have, but what is the fear of the China? If India have that Aksa Chin and the Indian troops may enter that place, and Indian troops monitor the situation in Tibet area and China areas. So that is the one fear of the China. So now here one more eastern sector, Arunachal Pradesh, where you can see the fertile region. Eastern sector, Arunachal Pradesh is a very fertile region. So they want to occupy that area also. So continuously, if you observe continuously, these kind of what we call continuously these kind of activities happen between India and India and China. So present, during this pandemic time, during this pandemic period, China again want to create disturbance. So why China want to, now here point here, a present situation. Actually now here the main problem, now India maintain very good relations with the USA. Actually China who want to dominate Asian countries. But there are two major powers, two countries here dominating Asia, China and India. But anyway, Russia is there. So now here, India got support from the USA. So that's why Chinese who are putting some pressure on India through these border disputes. So that's why here Chinese troops stand off along with this border. So, but anyway, India also giving counter to China. So we are expecting expecting peace between India and China. Thank you.